Hello friends, hope all of you are keeping well. So this will be our part 3, the final part of the 360 camera installation video. So in this video we will be talking about calibration and also all the menu and settings in the 360 camera system. Okay, so now that all the cables are connected, all the cameras, everything has been connected, let's see how we access the 360 system. So basically how it works is there are few ways how the 360 display has been shown on the Sync 3. As we all know, one is when we put reverse, the reverse camera as well as the system will be shown. So let's see. So as you can see, this is reverse, so the reverse camera section is shown, and also the 360 view also is shown over here basically. I mean, ignore these icons below. This is my car, but I just wanted to give you a view how this is being seen. In your car it will be different. There will be only few icons on the left side. This is an old model that I have installed, but the one that we use for finders, the bulk deal, is a different one, and the icons will be different, but you can ignore it. I'm just showing the way how the system is being displayed, which is the same. So if we put back to drive from reverse, what happens is that it will show the front camera for some time. As you can see, this is the front camera, and the 360 degree it will be always there. So I think see, after a few seconds it will go back to Sync 3. So that's how it's been set. Let me show you again. So we put into reverse. So as you can see, now it's reverse. If I put back to drive, it will go to the front camera for a few seconds, I think 5 seconds or something. Then it will go back to the Sync 3 screen, as you will see right now. Yep, we are back to Sync 3. Now the second way is when you put the turn indicators. So I'm going to put my left turn indicator right now. As you can see, when I put the left indicator, it's showing the left side camera. You can actually choose two types of view for the turn indicators. Either you can choose 2D view or 3D view. What I've selected is a 2D view. That's the reason you are able to see the left front side. If you are selecting the 3D view, you will get a wider view of the left side. So that can be changed in the setting. So if I put back, if I switch off the indicator, it will again show the front camera for again few seconds, similar to the reverse camera, the reverse gear itself. Now back to Sync 3. Let me put the right indicator. Yep, so it's the right side view that's been seen. Straightforward, nothing much, pretty common. Now the interesting part is how do you manually get into see the 360 degree system, right? We just spoke about putting the car into reverse, putting the turn indicators by which the system will automatically show the 360 camera system. But in case if you are not putting into reverse, or if you are not putting any turn indicators, and if you want to see or get into the 360 camera system, the manual way is to press and hold the left side button. So this button on the steering wheel, this is the left side cluster, right? And the left side button, you need to press and hold it for 3 seconds. Then the Sync 3 system will go into the 360 camera system. That is one way. If you want to get out of the 360 system to back to Sync 3, just click once, that's all. So press and hold for 3 seconds to manually get into 360 camera system. And once you are in the 360 camera system, if you want to go back to Sync 3, just click once. Having said that, before we move on, we all know that there is an HDMI input in our 360 camera system, right? In this HDMI input, you can actually connect a Fire Stick, watch movies, news, and all those kind of things. So in order to access this HDMI input, like I said, if you are on Sync 3, press for 3 seconds to go into the 360 camera system. Again, if you press and hold for 3 more seconds, you will then go to the HDMI input system. So basically it's like a cycle. Click for 3 seconds. First time it will go to the 360 camera system. Again, if you press and hold for 3 seconds, it will go to the HDMI input. And like I said, at any point of time, even if you are on 360 camera or HDMI, just click once and you will go back to the Sync 3 system. I actually forgot to tell one thing. Once we install this 360 camera system, right, when we put reverse, it will be the 360 degree system's reverse camera that will be shown, not the OEM one. So you have an option. Let me go to the reverse. Let me put reverse. As you can see now, it's showing the 360 cameras reverse system. In case, just in case, if you want to see the OEM reverse camera, you can click once the button which I was telling earlier, right? The left button. I'll show you. Yep, I've just clicked it, so it went back to the OEM system. All right, so first of all, I just want to highlight that, as you all know, we have 4 different cameras, 2 cameras on the side mirrors, one in the front side and one in the rear. So I've just marked, as you can see on the screen, I've just highlighted in red circles those 4 cameras. The reason I wanted to explain is because first of all, we need to understand how each cameras work, and what's the angle of each of this camera, right? That's something which we need to understand. So if you look at the current picture, what I've done is, if you just look at one of the camera on the, let's take an example of the right side mirror. I've drawn a yellow line which is showing or which will give you an understanding of what's the view angle that right side camera will be capturing. So if you can see, it's almost close to a 180 degree view, and that yellow line to the front and rear, that's the view which the side camera will be getting. So as you can see, if you look at the calibration cloth, it's actually picking up the calibration cloth on the right side, right? It's not perfect, but you can see that that yellow line on top, both the yellow lines and on the top angle, it's actually picking up some part of the calibration cloth. Similarly, if you look at the left side mirror camera, that also is picking up a similar kind of view, and again you can see the calibration cloth, the black piece coming inside that angle. And for the front and rear, I've just colored those lines in amber just to differentiate, and you can see again those 2 cameras are picking up the calibration cloth. So what I mean to say is that these are 4 different cameras, right? So each of the camera will take its own input. So if there are 2 people standing next to each other, both of them will be seeing different views, right, according to which angle they are looking at or which direction they are looking at. So similarly, we have 4 cameras looking at 4 different directions. Each camera it won't be perfect, right? I mean, the angle will be different between the left and right cameras, and the height will be different. A lot of variations will be there between these 4. All these 4 cameras will not be having the same kind of view. So that's where this calibration comes in. If there is no calibration being done, this is the kind of view what we will see in the display. As you can see, the front camera is showing a bit of wide angle of that calibration cloth. The rear camera is showing the calibration cloth, but as you can see, it's a very small view. It's very small compared to the front, right? And also both the sides, on the left side you can see that the calibration cloth, a small black square, right? But on the right side you can see that the black square is somewhere in the front of the car. So this is the view what all the cameras are picking up and giving us a single view. This doesn't help us. So that's where calibration comes, and the reason why calibration is important. So as you can see, there are 4 parts. I've just numbered it. 1 is the right side view, 2 is the left side view, 3 is the front, and 4 is the rear. So these are 4 different angles which the 360 camera system is picking up. Now let's take a look. So what I've done right now is on the top side, this is the view how originally it was there. I mean the previous video, or not the video, the previous shot what I gave, right? So as you can see, everything is garbled. You can see multiple instances of the calibration cloth on the front. Even on the left side it's somewhere else, right side is somewhere else. But on the bottom video, that's post calibration, that's after calibration. You can see it's almost like in real view, right? We have those kind of calibration clothes kept, and we are getting a very clean view from looking from on top. If it's a drawn shot from top to bottom, this is how normally the drawn shot will be looking like. So that's how the system stitches the video between the 4 cameras and give us the input or give us the output on the screen. So this is the importance of getting calibration done. If calibration is not done, it's close to useless. Simple as that. I mean, you can see yourself the before calibration and after calibration in this particular video or in this particular shot. Okay, so something about our system. This 360 camera system is a very smart system. The screenshot is from the calibration menu. As you can see, there are 3 types of calibration clothes that we can use. The first one is very simple, 4 black boxes in each of the corner. Second one is a very complex calibration cloth. It needs to be kept in the 4 sides of the car. As you can see, quite a lot of circles and small black check boxes, black and white check boxes, some rectangles also. And the third one is a different view, 4 small black boxes on each of the corner, and then some checkered flag kind of thing, one for each of the camera. So according to whichever cloth is available, you can choose. I mean, when you go to the calibration menu, actually you can choose which cloth you want to select and do the calibration on. The top 3, I mean, you might think why we have 6 boxes. As you can see, both the top row and the bottom row is identical. It's written in Chinese on the left side. That's the reason I'll explain. The top row is for manual calibration and the bottom row is for automated calibration or automatic calibration. When you go into the calibration mode, you will be able to see this in English. So always choose automatic. It's pretty very simple. I mean, the system is so smart to pick up the calibration clothes view and stitch things together. Manual calibration, I've tried manual calibration myself just to understand how it works. It's really painful and it won't be perfect at all. So always choose automated calibration and choose the cloth which one that you are having. Okay, so now this is Dr. Sunil's car where we are doing the calibration. As you can see, the 2 calibration cloths both are kept on the I mean, in the right position, how it should be. So as you can see, one is on the back side of the car, another one is on the front side of the car. So there is a key thing. I mean, always keep this cloth almost like 20 centimeters away from the car in the front, and also the rear side 20 or 30. Just make sure that you take a note of what's the distance of this cloth from the car, basically, because that will be needed when we input some data while we do the calibration. Okay, one important item is to make sure that you take a measurement of the height of each of the camera. I mean, the front one, side ones, and the rear ones. The only reason why I'm highlighting is because if you have upsized your tire, there might be a slight change in the height, and that's the reason I was highlighting. So make sure you take the height of each of the camera. Okay, let's do some calibration. So click on settings, version, and click version 5 times again continuously. So it will go to a hidden menu, and the first one is calibration. As you can see, this is automatic. Choose the cloth which you want. I am choosing the first one. Then it goes to some different view. Click on car parameters. So you'll get a view like this where you need to input all the data. The first section is regarding the car. As you can see, you can or you need to input the car length, wheelbase, car width, and all those kind of details, the car heights and things. Second section is on the camera information. Like I said, right, we were when I ask you to take the height from the ground for each of the camera, so that input needs to be keyed in here. And the third one is the calibration cloth information. So it's nothing, like I told you, right? If you're choosing the first type of the cloth, it needs to be kept about 20 centimeters or 30 centimeters away from the car, front and back. So that distance needs to be inputted over here. If you are selecting the calibration cloth for the sides, I mean the pattern which got the side cloth also, there is a section where you can give the distance where the cloth is on the sides also. Okay, so after keying in all the information, the next steps is to do the calibration. As you can see, there is an icon for calibrating. So click on that, just one click. So the system will go into the calibration mode. It will take some time, after which it will give you a pop-up message mentioning the calibration is successful. Yeah, this is the one. Click OK. I didn't click it properly. Yeah, click OK and it will go back. So just go back and then see if both the calibration clothes are looking much better. As you can see, we can see very clearly from a bird's eye view that the calibration has been done, and see that's perfectly stitched, so successful. All the views, see, front view, side views, it's perfectly done. So calibration is a success. Okay, now let's go to the settings. So I click settings, then there is quite a lot of things on the left side. That's the table. First thing is known as display. So and the first subdivision is to choose the car model. So as you can see, you can actually play around with this. You can choose different models of the car. Ford Explorer is the closest identical to Endeavour, so we have chosen Ford Explorer. Then on the second one is to change the trace lanes, right? I mean the lines. I mean, sorry. When you turn the steering, these trace lines is what will give you the indication. So again, there are quite a lot of options. My personal preference is the BMW model. Third one is to change the color. As you can see, quite a lot of colors according to what you like, or your car's color you can change. Pretty straightforward, nothing to explain in detail. There is a pink one also. Alright, the next two, or the last two, is model length and model width. As you can understand, right, the car which we are seeing on the screen is an imaginary car. So to adjust the length and width of this imaginary car, you can play around with those things. This is handy, or do this when you have parked your car next to another car, so you can get a comparison and do that. Going to next one, personal. There are quite a lot of detail over here. Basically, it's a setting, it's a menu where you can choose what will happen, what kind of view will come when you put your indicators, whether it should be 360, whether it should be a 3D view or a 2D view. You can also change the screen mode and things like that. So nothing much into detail. You can play around and see what needs to be done. I mean, the last few, right, the output delay and all those kind of things, you can just ignore them, stay away from them basically. Moving on to the next section, which is vehicle. So this is where your SD card, not SD card, the USB drive, it can be formatted and also selected. So if you select the recording video path, that's where you can choose whether it should be the built-in video or the USB drive. That's the one. Next one is on license. So this is where I mean, if you select the TW2, that's where you can edit your license plate. So as you can see, for my friend Raghu, we have put his car's number over here. So when the car model is being shown in the 3D view, that car will be showing that number also. Yeah, this is the car number which I was just saying. just a bit of customization. Minute, yeah, cosmetic things basically. All right, so that's pretty much system. As you can see, you can change the date, time, language. Screen adjustment is something interesting. I mean, if you want to adjust the length and breadth of the screen, right? I mean, the actual visibility on the Sync 3 screen, you can actually adjust over here. Straightforward. Then there are some options. Version, as we all spoke, it's just to see what version is this, and also to get into the calibration mode. Yeah, that's pretty much, I think. Yeah, that's how we get into calibration. So we have already done it, so nothing much to talk about. All right, I think all of you, I know it was a bit complex to at least to install the cameras and things, but I believe these 3 videos helps you, or at least helps you to instruct your installer how to do it, and also to clarify if there is any kind of questions that's coming. Just feel free to ask the questions in our WhatsApp group or in the Telegram group if anything specific comes in, but other than that, I think we are pretty good. All right, in that case, thanks everyone, thanks for the patience to listen to me, and then let's see what next comes in our plan to fiddle with. Thank you, bye.